The morning sun filtered softly through dense leaves, and the world was alive with sounds invisible to human eyes. From the shadows of fallen logs to the rustling undergrowth, life thrummed all around. But today, the story wasn't about birds or insects. It was about me, a serpent, silently moving through the world. The POV camera fixed just behind my head captures every detail. The flicker of my tongue sampling the air, the vibration of leaves under my coils, and the subtle heat gradients of the ground. My scales glint faintly in dappled sunlight as I stretch, my body undulating in smooth, deliberate waves. My home is a network of tunnels and hidden crevices, each path mapped over time by memory and instinct. Above me, branches sway, casting moving patterns of shadow across my body. Below, the earth is soft and cool, carrying the vibrations of unseen creatures. Tiny ants march along trails, oblivious to my presence. Beetles scuttle past, some stopping to sense the air before continuing on their path. The POV camera shifts smoothly as I move, revealing a hidden pond at the edge of my territory. Small fish dart in the water, unaware of the predator watching from the reeds. I pause, tongue flicking, sampling scents. The camera shows ripples in the water as a fish senses my heat, moving away in seconds. This is a world of caution and strategy. Every movement is measured. Every vibration, every scent, every shadow could signify either prey or predator. Near the base of an old tree, I glide past other snakes, sharing overlapping territories. They are familiar. Our paths cross daily. The POV camera captures their subtle movements, the way one coils around a branch, another nestles under leaves. Hierarchies exist even here, silent and unspoken. Food is rare, but plentiful if patience guides your approach. Today, I sense a small rodent moving beneath the soil, its heartbeat faintly visible through subtle vibrations. I coil tighter, muscles tensing. The camera shows the soil moving in tiny pulses under me, a heartbeat of potential. I wait, perfectly still, blending with shadows. The forest continues around me. Birds caw overhead, leaves whisper, insects buzz. But all attention centers on me, the silent observer and hunter. My senses extend beyond vision. Heat, vibration, scent, all captured by the camera fixed on my head. By noon, I find a sunlit patch for thermoregulation. My body stretches fully, absorbing warmth. The POV shows the texture of my scales in incredible detail, reflecting light, adapting to my environment. The forest moves around me. My presence barely alters it. This is survival, patience, and awareness distilled into motion. The day is long, and the world is intricate. I am not simply a snake. I am a living sensor, an apex in miniature, experiencing life in a way few creatures can perceive. The forest feels different now. The sun has climbed higher, warming the ground, and every vibration carries farther. From the camera mounted just behind my eyes, the world appears alive with hidden signals. My tongue flicks out repeatedly, tasting the air, reading invisible trails left behind by creatures that passed moments or minutes ago. Ahead, the ground trembles faintly. The camera captures it clearly. Tiny pulses in the soil, rhythmic and fast. A mouse. I lower my body, flattening slightly against the earth. My movement slows until it almost stops. Stillness is my greatest weapon. The POV camera shows the forest floor from inches above the soil, dry leaves, broken twigs, and narrow tunnels carved by insects. Somewhere beneath those leaves, the mouse moves again. I adjust my position by just a few centimeters. To a human eye, nothing changes. But for me, everything does. Heat guides me. The camera reveals subtle temperature differences, the warm body of the rodent glowing faintly against the cooler ground. I coil slowly, muscles tightening like drawn cables. Time stretches. Seconds feel long, but patience keeps me alive. Suddenly, the mouse emerges. The POV camera locks onto it, small, unaware, sniffing the air. I strike. The movement is faster than thought. The camera jolts forward as my head snaps toward the target. There is no chaos, no excess motion, only precision. In less than a second, it's over. The forest remains calm, almost indifferent. I retreat into cover, carrying my meal. The camera shows my body weaving smoothly through roots and grass, avoiding open spaces. Eating is not rushed. I position myself under a fallen log, safe from birds and larger predators. The swallowing process is slow and deliberate. The camera captures the stretching of my jaws, the coordinated muscle waves along my body. Once fed, my priorities shift. Movement becomes minimal. Digestion requires warmth and safety. I glide toward a sunlit rock near my territory's edge. Along the way, other snakes appear in the camera's view. Dozens of them, some resting, some moving quietly like shadows. This is not conflict, it is coexistence. Our paths intersect without aggression. One snake lifts its head briefly, sensing me. The camera catches the moment, two predators acknowledging each other without sound. Then we move on. As I rest on the warm stone, the forest continues its endless cycle. Birds hunt insects. Ants rebuild trails. Life flows around me. The camera shows my breathing, slow, controlled. My body absorbs heat, fueling digestion and strength. Danger never disappears. A sudden shadow passes overhead, a hawk. I freeze instantly. The camera remains still, focused upward as wings cut across the sky. Camouflage and stillness save me again. This is my life. Not cruel, not kind, just precise. Every movement has a purpose. Every moment is survival. Through this camera, the world sees what it usually ignores, the calm intelligence of a snake at work.
Chapter 3. Inside the serpent's home, the ground cools as evening approaches. From the camera mounted just behind my head, the forest floor darkens, shadows growing longer. This is the time when we return to shelter. Not a single home, but many. Burrows, rock gaps, tree roots, and hidden chambers beneath the earth. I slide toward a narrow opening near a fallen tree. The camera captures the entrance clearly. Soil packed hard by generations of movement, edges smooth from constant contact with scales. This tunnel is not mine alone. It belongs to many. As I enter, the world shifts. Light fades, replaced by dim, earthy tones. The camera records walls inches from my face. Compact soil, roots hanging like veins, moisture clinging to the surface. The tunnel widens, and suddenly, movement appears everywhere. Snakes. Dozens at first, then more. The camera pans slowly as my head turns, revealing coils layered over coils. Some rest completely still. Others shift slightly, making space. Their scales reflect faint light, each pattern unique yet familiar. This is a communal shelter, used during extreme heat, cold, or danger. There is no chaos here, no aggression. The camera captures how we navigate one another with precision, touching briefly, sensing, then moving on. Our bodies communicate through pressure and temperature. Words are unnecessary. Deeper inside, the space opens into a natural chamber beneath large rocks. Here, hundreds of snakes gather during certain seasons. The camera records an astonishing sight. Bodies intertwined yet calm, breathing slow, energy conserved. Some are larger, older. Others are young, newly grown. All share the same purpose, survival. The air is warm, heavy with scent. The camera picks up subtle shifts as snakes adjust position to regulate temperature. This place protects us from predators above and harsh weather outside. It is invisible to humans unless disturbed. I move through the mass carefully. The camera captures scales brushing against scales, the sound soft, almost like dry leaves. One snake lifts its head briefly, tongue flicking. Recognition passes instantly. Farther inside, the chamber branches into multiple exits. These lead to feeding grounds, basking sites, and emergency escapes. The camera records each path as I pass, mapping the hidden world beneath the forest. Suddenly, vibrations shake the ceiling. Heavy, irregular, human footsteps. Every snake reacts, not by fleeing, but by freezing. The camera shows instant stillness. Bodies that were moving moments ago become stone. Breathing slows. Heat signatures drop. Camouflage begins not in color, but in behavior. Dust falls from above as footsteps pass. Voices echo faintly. They never see us. The forest keeps its secrets. Minutes pass. Then silence returns. Slowly, movement resumes. One by one, snakes shift back into resting positions. The threat has passed. I exit through a different tunnel, emerging near tall grass. The camera captures the transition, dark to light, underground to open world. Night insects buzz. The forest breathes again. This is our true home. Not a single nest, but a network. Hidden, shared, ancient. Seen now through my eyes, through this camera, revealing a world that exists beneath every step humans take.
Night settles over the forest like a slow breath. From the camera fixed just behind my eyes, the world transforms. Colors fade, but details sharpen. Heat becomes vision. Every warm body glows faintly against the cool ground. Frogs near the water, rodents moving under leaves, insects clustering around plants. This is when we move the most. I glide silently through tall grass. The camera captures the rhythm of my body, each curve purposeful, each movement efficient. Dozens of snakes appear in view, all active now. Some cross paths briefly before disappearing into the dark. Others follow familiar routes toward feeding or mating grounds. The air carries new signals. Stronger, different. The scent of another snake, female. The camera records subtle changes in my behavior. Slower movement, more tongue flicks, careful tracking. This is the season when territories blur and instincts guide us toward the continuation of life. Ahead, the ground opens into a clearing warmed by rocks that held heat from the day. Several snakes are already there. The camera shows a quiet gathering. No sound, no aggression, only motion and sensing. Two larger males engage in a slow, controlled contest. Their bodies rise, press, twist. It is not violent. It is a test of strength and balance. I remain still, observing. The contest ends. One retreats. The other remains, dominant but calm. Life moves forward without celebration. Hours pass. Feeding, resting, sensing. The camera records everything. A frog escaping at the last moment. A rodent vanishing into a hole. Insects swarming in patterns guided by the moon. Survival is not guaranteed, only pursuit. As dawn approaches, danger returns. The vibrations are heavy and fast, larger than before. A wild boar pushes through the undergrowth. The camera shakes slightly as the ground trembles. Instantly, I retreat, slipping into a narrow rock gap just wide enough for my body. The boar passes unaware. When light finally returns, the forest looks almost peaceful. The camera captures morning dew on leaves, steam rising where warm bodies meet cool air. I find a familiar basking spot, stretching out slowly. My body absorbs heat, strength returning. Around me, other snakes do the same. Some are young, some old. Some will not survive the next season. But the cycle continues. The camera remains steady as I rest, tongue flicking lazily. Through this lens, the world has seen what is usually hidden. Our homes, our hunts, our silence, our patience. I do not know how long this camera will remain. But I know this. When I move, the forest moves with me. When I disappear, others will take my place. The cycle does not end. It only continues.